go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, just down the street, it was right over there. Just a couple blocks where that stupid park is, was the Chukker for many, many years.
Greatest bar in
Alabama. Yeah.
Oldest.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, it was there for 49 years before it closed. But really, I really started being a music bar, you know, in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a funny thing because, you know, the people that started Chukker Nation in the 60s, the hippies and everything, and it was a cool place then. And some of them liked having, you know, all the early punk bands in Alabama played there.
Oh, yeah.
The Rakes, Barking Tribe, Leisure Suits, all those guys. And they were kind of, you know, but later on, and it went through, I started playing there in 1981 with a band called the Drillers. And I was there until I was the last person on the stage at the Chukker. You were there.
Yeah, when
y'all played. 6 bands played on Halloween 2003. And we went on at 4:30 in the morning and played till 6:15. You know, and there were still hundreds of people in the bar.
It was 2 days worth of
2 days, 3 days really, until Sunday when they had the auction. You know,
it was like Jesus.
And so over those years, I probably played there somewhere between 40 and 50 times, between 81 and 2003. And they had all these great acts that would come through. And really, the thing about it was, it wasn't really planned. I mean, they had an open, truly open booking policy. One night you get down there and see Johnny Shines, one of the blues legends.
Yeah.
And then another week you'd go down and see a jazz band. And then you'd see a punk band.
Sun Ra played there.
And then you had Sun Ra, you had Richard Thompson. We opened for Dick Dale down there.
Wow. That's
you know,
amazing.
You had Sublime. Just came through looking for gas money. You know, I mean,
Wow.
and that's not because it was so between, you know, Nashville, Atlanta, New Orleans.
This was kind of it. There was no place to play in Mississippi.
You know, so you'd stop at the Chukker, you know, play for whatever money they'd pay you, and they'd have all these great bands come through. And George Hadjidakis, too, was a big part of that. He was the one who really saw the potential, and he booked a lot of those 80s and 90s indie bands, like Southern Culture on the Skids and the DBs and all these people in there, right? So, and the thing about it was, they never made a lot of money. I think there was like 5 or 6 different owners of the Chukker over those years.
Yeah.
You know, and never really made a lot of money. It was right across from City Hall. And the other, and here's I think that's what doomed them.
Yeah,
because
they pissed off everybody.
Tuscaloosa used to be wide open.
Vegas.
It was, all right, because up until about a dozen years ago, you could stay open. The bars could stay open. You could sell liquor 24 hours a day, except on Saturday nights at 2 o'clock, you had to stop selling. And it wouldn't be able to be open again until midnight on Sunday. But the bars would open at midnight on Sunday.
Yes.
And everybody'd gather and tell great lies about how their weekends were. And it was awesome. For about 8 years there, a couple of different times, I lived 2 doors down from the Chukker in the Alta Apartments. Remember them?
Yes, I do. Story I can't tell here, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at Alta where there were naked women running up and down the stairs. Okay.
I saw a guy eat a duck. Anyway, let's move on.
All right. So there was for a brief period of time, I was managing a video store. And so on Saturday nights, we'd always get the movies that were coming out the next week come out on Tuesday. We'd get them on Friday. So if I wasn't gigging somewhere and playing a show, I'd get one of the best horror movies. And all the staff at the Chukker, when they closed down about 3 o'clock, after 2, they closed down, and get everything cleaned up, bring up tons of booze to my apartment, and we'd watch horror movies.
Sounds great.
And every time somebody got killed in the horror movie, we all had to do a shot. Then my only off day was Sunday, and I'd wake up on midday on Sunday and raise my eyes, and there'd be like 5 or 6 passed out people all over
like
my
Seal
apartment.
Island.
It was awesome. I mean, things don't happen like that anymore.
Oh my God.
You know, but it was great. It was a great time. There was a lot of great music. There were a lot of great people. And the thing about the Chukker was, you go down there, you'd see guys, everybody from football players, and it was mostly
Bikers. It was crazy.
bikers. You'd see
Drag
mostly
queens.
it was mostly English majors and theater students. But you'd also have the drag queens when the gay bars would close down. All the great drag queens would come down, and everybody. I won't say it was perfect, but everybody got along.
Yeah, I got a lap dance from.
Cliche?
Cliche, I
Cliche.
think. Yeah, I got a-
Cliche's still around,
I
doing
know.
great.
Awesome.
You know, and Jasmine and Bambi and all those folks. It was a great time in this town, and
It's kind of over.
yeah, it is. It's a different town now. Between the tornado and all the jackals that came in after it, and also the plan to explode the university from 20,000 students to 40,000 students, it's become a lot more corporate. There's still a lot of cool people here, and there's still a lot of cool places for bands to play, like Alcove and Egan's and Druid City Brewing.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of cool places here. There's still a lot of cool people, but it's not what it was in the 90s, you know. But what is?
I'm in on that.
All right.